Well, welcome back to the channel of the Plant-Based Universe. This is Global Vegan Awareness Month, and it is really exciting that we can come and have these healthy conversations on the channel of the Plant-Based Universe and talk to vegans that's walking the walk and that have been walking the walk for years. I'm excited today because we have a young man that I've watched at least for the last 10 or 15 years walk this walk of the plant-based and bump into him all the time at good health food restaurants and all around. Um, he's a young man that has a BA degree and also a MBA. He went and got it at an early age and got it done. I'm gonna let him tell you a little bit more about himself. So I'm gonna bring to the stage of the plant-based universe now, Levi. Come on in, Levi.
How y'all doing?
Doing great, doing great. So, man, tell us a little bit about yourself. What are you doing now? What's your profession? And let the audience know what's going on.
Well, I'm an entrepreneur. I own two companies. I have a pickup and delivery service, and I also have a graphic design company as well.
All right.
12. So.
Oh, man, that's awesome. That's awesome. When you're working for yourself, you don't have to have anybody looking over you.
Right.
You can go get the good, healthy food whenever you get ready, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And we'll put in the comments too where people can get a hold of you if they need some graphic designing going on or something like that.
Yeah,
especially other plant-based people that's out here, right?
That'll work. Exactly.
All right. Well, let's dig into it a little bit, Levi. When did you start your plant-based journey?
I started back in 2004, 2005 when I was in college. I had a experience. I went to Hooters one night with my friends. And I think I got like a 15-piece or a 20-piece wing and some fries. And, I was just eating it like nothing was going on. And then I was feeling a pain in my stomach. And that whole night, I had to spend the night by the toilet because I was throwing up. My stomach was all out of whack. And I just never felt that bad before. And so my dad, I think he just started, like he was like his 5th or 6th year in the vegan thing. He said, go 2 days without eating meat and go 2 days with it and notice the difference. So I did it and I noticed the difference. That's when I started.
Oh man, I tell you what, there's nothing like being sick to get you into the right space. With this being, isn't that right? With this being National Global Vegan Awareness Month, one of the fastest, we said it last week, one of the fastest growing a group of people that's becoming vegan is African Americans.
Yes.
And a lot of times it's because we're getting sick. So, yeah, and I know your dad too. We bumped into each other in a vegan restaurant, probably about the same time you were getting sick, right?
Right.
So it's really good to have a family member, right?
Right.
That you can watch and give you that message. So after you became vegan, what did the rest of the family say, after you started your journey?
They really didn't say too much. They was just like, okay, they respected my decision. So it kind of helped me with it. And, some of the foods when I first started, like, it was just a couple things here, like the Morningstar patties and stuff like that. Right. And it wasn't really a lot to eat. So, they was like, why are you eating that? You eating bird food. What is that? What is that made of? But as I started, the years progressed and I started cooking, they started getting interested and started eating the stuff I was making, and they started liking it too. So even though some of them do eat meat, they will eat what I make.
Oh, that's good, man. That's good. You were in college when you started, right? Or were you almost out, or you junior, senior, or you were?
It was my last year there, so it was my senior year.
Grad school or
undergrad.
Undergrad? Oh, wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. So, to kind of look at, when you look at statistics, a lot of people now that are becoming vegan at early ages, they're between 18 and 24 years old, which is really good,
Yeah, because it's more information out there than back then. Because I didn't know nothing about vegan when I was, first started. I didn't know anything about it. So.
Oh, that's so good. And that's a good message too, that now there's so much information out there whereas before you either had to know somebody or do some studying, and now everything is readily available,
At all.
Yeah. So when your college, when you were in college, when you changed, what did your college friends say? Did they like, "What are you doing, dude?" Or you gonna, because I know you're pretty muscular, dude. Too. You work out a lot.
Well,
So
back then I wasn't at all. I was still
okay.
skinny. They a lot of them didn't really trip on it. They was just like interesting.
Right.
They
Right.
was like,
Cool.
"Hey,
Cool.
BB, I gotta have my chicken. I gotta have my fried chicken. I gotta have my steak and all that." I was like, "Well, this is my
Oh,
decision."
that's super.
They respected
That's super.
it. Yeah.
So you were saying that, and I know you visit a lot of restaurants because I see you a lot of places, and the good thing now, like you said, compared to then, there's a lot of vegan restaurants. A lot of them are healthy. A lot of them serve what I call transitional food,
Right,
where it's food that mimics what we used to have, right?
right.
But some of it is processed, not processed or cooked healthy,
Yeah,
and some of it, we do it on cheat days, as we call it, right?
yeah.
So, in this area, what's one of your favorite restaurants?
They used to have 3 locations, and now they only have 1. And it's way
What is it?
Spiral Diner.
Spiral Diner. Is that,
Spiral Diner.
and for people that's maybe in different cities and stuff, there's a restaurant here called Spiral Diner that probably opened up, over 20 years ago, maybe. And they had one location and in the Metroplex, what they call a Metroplex.
Mm-hmm.
And they had another one, and they had 2 more, and I think they're down to 1 now.
Yeah, they're down to 1. They used to have one in Denton, one in
Right.
Dallas, and one in Fort Worth. And I think the OG
Yeah.
is Fort Worth. So
Yeah, so they have one in Fort Worth now. So yeah, and one of the things that Spiral Diner is kind of it's a diner, like you hear people talk about. So they have that diner experience food, hoagie buns and other things like that.
cakes, pies, cookies.
Cookies, yeah, and that would really have some cakes and pies that will fool a person that's used to eating cakes with milk, eggs, and other stuff in it. It really mimics that, right?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I get the chocolate chip cookies there, and every time I go, my mom be like, "Can you give me 2 of those cookies?" She's not a vegan, so she loves them cookies.
Oh man, that's so cool. That's so cool. And it's always good when we have somebody that we love or somebody that we know and they experience the food that we are enjoying and we know that it's healthy for us, that it don't have that milk with the fat from the cows and it don't have butter in it and other things that's really going to cause the body to have problems. It's really good to see them enjoy that and say, hey, this does taste pretty good.
Yeah, I actually, I said about 3-4 years ago, I had a birthday party there, and there was a lot of people there that wasn't vegan. It was their first time trying it, and they was shocked. They was like, "This is vegan?" I'm like, yeah, they kind of liked it. Now I don't know if they went back after that, but
Right.
they were kind of shocked and surprised at how good the food was.
Oh, that's awesome, man. And here at the Plant-Based Universe, that's one of the things that we want to do is share with other people what they can have to get their lives better from eating a healthy diet. I know you travel too, and we're talking about restaurants now. Any restaurants that pop out in other cities, and what cities have you visited that you visited some vegan restaurants?
Houston had one. I can't think of the name of it. I think it's called Rock and Brews or something like that.
Oh, yeah. It's probably I've been to that restaurant too. I don't know why I can't think of the name of it. Mo Better Brew.
Mo Better Brew, yeah.
Mo Better Brew. So if you're listening to this, guys, and you're in the Houston area, make sure you get to Mo Better Brew.
Yeah,
I was really excited about that restaurant because my brother took me to it. And like you said,
right.
He's a meat eater, and it was really good. The service was good. Food came out. The wait staff was excellent. And all the food that came to the table, the presentation was great and everything, Yeah, so that's Houston. So what other cities have you kind of visited? Can you share a couple more maybe?
There was one in Miami. I can't think of the name of it.
Oh, okay, cool.
They got a couple good ones. That was
right on.
Other than that, that's it. I haven't been to Los Angeles yet, LA yet. I know they got a couple.
Yeah, LA is full of restaurants. Yeah, matter of fact, your dad told me about a restaurant in LA called Real Food Daily.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
he
good.
called me. He called me and told me about it on the phone. So
Yeah.
excellent.
Well, yeah, your dad is very animated, and we're gonna have him on the show. So y'all get a chance to see when we have Levi Senior on there. He's a very animated guy, and he's very passionate when he talks about veganism and plant-based and experience. And he told me about RFD and all the stars that come there, and I think he saw Angela Bassett or somebody else there. Which was, it's really good to see people in that arena keeping themselves better by eating healthy. You know what I mean? Well, one great thing, Levi, I heard you say was that, when I cook, and, for me, I was one of those guys, I didn't really learn how to cook until my children were born and I started cooking for them. Now I'm very passionate about what I cook. Matter of fact, your dad loved to come over and eat some of my stuff, right?
Yeah, I want
But
to try some of your fish actually.
yeah, I'd like to have you over.
Yeah.
So, what dishes do you like to prepare now, and how does I think I heard you say your family liked what you're preparing now.
So I'll give you what I made last night. Me and my mom, I made some Korean barbecue meatballs out of the Beyond Meat meat,
Wow.
and make your little sauce and you put the noodles on. Like she loves that. Every time I make it, she loves that.
Right.
That some sloppy joes. I can make
Mhm.
that. Like if I have like a fried chicken craving, I use the mushrooms, like the oyster mushrooms.
Right.
Those. I look at the Food Network all the time. So if I see a recipe, I kind of write it down and see how I can veganize it, and then
All right.
a couple times, and then once it's good, I let other people taste
All right, all right. So you veganize it. I like that term.
it.
And that's what a lot of people do is they get a recipe and they veganize it or hack it or, for other terms that other people use. And, there's so many things out there in the store now that you can use that would help you with the process of the transitional foods. Because I tell people all the time, Levi, I didn't grow up being a vegan,
Me
so yeah, so a lot of us don't because people become vegan sometimes because of religion, because of health reasons, and some people because of animal concerns.
Yeah.
And some people are lucky enough to be born in a religious family where they never ate meat.
Right.
Yeah. But for those of us that have had, it's still in our brain, right?
Yeah. Right. Everything from the rooter to the tutor.
I had
No
a guy.
chitlins. Not chitlins.
Yeah.
Pig
What'd
feet.
you say?
No chitlins, no pig feet, no pig ears, none of that. But I
Yeah.
did everything else.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I've never had that part of the pig, but
Right.
I've had a lot of different parts. That was very unhealthy.
Right.
And and that's really something that sometimes to really see people still consume those different foods, and to talk to them about a transition that they can have. But that's why I say sometimes it's transitional food because you and I know as we get down the road of our path of plant-based, things get a little different where you don't want fried all the time. You want to eat healthier. You want to have more live foods, as we call them, right?
Right.
That's salads and other live stuff that you can. So have you been able to prepare any raw foods yet?
Yeah, I have a couple recipes I do. I also like the juice too.
Oh, good. Good.
I try a couple recipes with juices. I haven't did it in a while. I need to get back into it, but I've been
Good.
thinking about doing the raw food.
Right. Yeah, there used to be a raw food restaurant here. Matter of fact, the last person that was on our Plant-Based Universe channel, he ended up going to Atlanta and he went to a raw food restaurant there and he's really enjoyed it, he said. But, I know a lot of people, like I said, today you work out a lot. You have built a lot of lean muscle. And, when we first start on our vegan journey, sometimes people go, oh, you're not going to have enough protein.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so are you experiencing any problems with your protein?
No, I'll make a protein shake.
Right.
At the gym I work out at, they have this protein, so I use their plant-based protein,
Right.
and I make sure I get my protein there. And then you got the beans and the quinoa. I mean, it's a lot of foods that have protein in it that's just not meat.
Right, right, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's for people that's coming to the channel for the first time and people that's been here for a while. People are always concerned about how people are going to get their protein if they become plant based.
Hmm.
I put up a video today about some pinto beans. And my mom, we live right across the street from the high school and the school,
Hmm.
and probably half the people at the school were over at our house eating pinto beans. And beans is a good source of protein.
Very
And I just heard you talk about having a shake,
good.
and you can look at the comments, book a time for me, and we got some great plant-based shakes here at the Plant-Based Universe that we're sharing with people. That's really good with protein.
Hmm.
But another question too is, I know you work out. So averagely, how many times a week are you working out?
5, sometimes 6 times a week.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That is
I
great.
give myself a rest on Sundays.
Yeah. And it's good to have a rest day, because most people think, oh, I'm going to do it 7 days a week. But the body actually needs what?
A recovery.
Every day. That's so true. That's so true, And it's the same thing, we find out too. It's the same thing about when we do our plant-based journey. A body needs time to recover from some of the things that we did before. Now, when you started your journey, did you all of a sudden drop everything, or was it a process?
It was a process. So, I'll go 3 days without eating meat and 4 days with it for a couple weeks. Then I flip it, 4 days without it, 3 days with it, 5 days without it, 2 days with it. I started like that. And then I was like, gradually, I'm going to give up fried chicken. I just eat bacon grilled chicken. So I did it like that. And then I was like, okay, I just eat seafood. And I gradually got off of that. And then after that, I didn't look back.
Oh, that's good. That's good. And I asked you that question, Levi, because I wanted everybody to know what really goes on, and with how people process it. You know what I mean? Because some people process it different, and some people don't. You know what I mean? So I wanted people to know that you don't have to quit everything at once. It can be. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, most of the time when you go cold turkey, you're gonna go back to it.
There you go. There you go. I like that. Yeah, and that's so true. Most of the time, even when people start trying to stop breaking any habit.
Right.
Last week we had a guy on, and he deals with addictions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he deals with a lot of alcohol and chemically addicted people. And we talked a little bit about addictions, but to me, one of the biggest addictions there is food. And in that food group, it's sugar.
Yeah.
So did you have any problems with sweets, or do you have any problems with sweets?
I still do. But
let's get honest here, right?
Yeah, I still do, but not
transparent.
Not as much. Sometimes I can go on a binge, but not a lot.
There you go. There you go.
I know how to bake too. My mom taught me how to bake, so it's not hard to me to go and bake something, but I just choose not to sometimes.
Right on. So when you bake, and that's good for especially for men and younger men and older men, that's my age.
Mm-hmm.
It's better to cook where?
At home.
At home. Because you know what's going in it, right? You know how much you're putting in it. Yeah. So it's so good to hear you say that, Mm-hmm. So when you're baking, what's one of your favorite foods that you bake?
Cinnamon rolls.
Cinnamon rolls.
My brother.
You're gonna watch out. Some of these sisters gonna be trying to call you.
Yeah, my brother, he had tried this recipe one time, caramel apple cinnamon roll.
Wow.
And it was good. So I was like, how can I veganize that? So I just replaced some of the ingredients, and it came out excellent. So I was like, this is gonna be dangerous.
It's going to be dangerous, and that's so good to know that you can do that. You can do that. You don't have to have the butter in there. You don't have to have the white sugar in there that's sometimes been processed the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to have the eggs in there. There's all type of egg replacement now.
Yeah, like applesauce, unsweetened applesauce.
Yeah. You guys are getting some great tips here on the Plant-Based Universe today.
Yep.
You're so right. Applesauce is a binder that
Mhm.
really binds real good,
Yep.
So yeah. And
Yeah.
so do you bake any cookies?
I haven't in a while. I have
Yeah,
though.
right. Right.
Before the last time I baked something was some brownies. You know,
Okay.
my mom loves those too. She requests those as well. And instead of egg, I use flaxseed and ground flaxseed and water. Just mix it, and it becomes like an egg consistency.
Wow. See here on the Plant-Based Universe, guys, you never know what you're going to get. And I'm glad you're dropping all this knowledge about how you can substitute egg and other things. What type of milks do you use when you're baking or whatever?
From baking, coconut milk,
Coconut milk.
almond milk, yeah.
Yeah. So those are good tips too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Either
Coconut
one of
milk.
those two. I haven't tried oat milk yet, but almond and coconut milk.
Yeah. Coconut. Okay.
Not the
Right
one out
on.
the can.
Say that again.
Not the one out the can.
Yeah.
Not the coconut milk out of the can.
Right. Yeah. Because you want to avoid things that are what?
Dairy.
Yeah.
In a can too.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. So, just kind of go back and dovetail a little bit. When you left doing dairy, was that a hard thing, leaving cheese alone?
Not really, because even when I ate meat, I didn't eat cheese or milk.
Oh, wow, that's
I
great.
didn't like cheese or milk or butter either.
Right.
I didn't like none of that. So that wasn't hard for me to give up.
Right on. So, is there anything you want to drop on the Plant-Based Universe now for people that are beginning to do their process of being vegan,
Just
that plant-based journey?
do your research and know that health is wealth. So
There you go.
invest into it. And if it's hard, just remember it's a discipline. You have to teach yourself. Um, that's about it.
Oh, right on.
Discipline is key.
That is so true, and I remember when I was younger and I used to hear my elders say discipline. I didn't want to hear that. I wouldn't want to
At
hear
all.
that. It's like discipline. I
Yeah.
want to be free,
Yeah.
and but
That's
you're
what
so true.
That's where that cold turkey thing comes in, because
Yeah.
just giving us some cold turkey, you're trying to break a discipline you have for like 20-some years. How you gonna do that?
That's right.
You gotta take your time and pace yourself. Everybody don't have to do it. Everybody do it at different paces. You just gotta find what works for you.
Exactly. And that is so true, because the only time I even try to encourage somebody if they have to do it all at once is if they're in a process of being real sick.
Right.
But if you're not, then pace yourself. Don't try to quit things, as Levi said, all at once. Pace yourself. Even when I was processing off of sugary canned drinks and stuff like that, I started doing juices. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing about sometimes with sweets now, because as I mature, my body don't process that sugar.
Right.
You can give a child some, even if it's a vegan donut, you can
Yeah.
give a child 2 or 3 vegan donuts and they're going to play the rest of the afternoon. Or
Yeah.
if I eat a couple, I'm going to crash.
Right. Because a lot of people be like, "Oh, it's vegan. I can eat as many as I want to." No, not really. You still gotta have it in moderation.
Yeah, and that's so true. And I know since you're working out and you're building lean muscle, you want to put good nutrition in the body. And it could be bad nutrition as vegan foods too. Because a period of my life, I was eating as a bad vegan, and I try to be more disciplined, as you said now, Levi, because there was times where I wasn't thinking that I'd run, get some French fries if I felt like they were cooked, without being cooked with the chicken and all that other stuff, right?
You double your thinking, like, "Oh, I can eat all the French fries I want to now."
Yeah, exactly. You find yourself, blowing up, because you're eating those carbohydrates.
Yep.
Look, thank you so much, man, for coming here and sharing about your experience of walking that plant-based path, from college up until now. Guys, if you want to get a hold of Levi, we're going to drop something in the comments so you can get a hold of him. If you want to book a time with me so you can learn about this good plant-based shake, make sure you do that. We're going to be here on Fridays for the rest of the month with these healthy conversations. So make sure you plug in. We're going to be talking about this month, as I said, about Global Vegan Awareness Month. So Levi, thank you so much for coming in, and we're going to see the rest of y'all. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel of the Plant-Based Universe.
I appreciate you having me too.
All right. Thank you, Levi.
All right.